Hello everyone, it's Omae and welcome back to the brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about the Medal Exchange update that is going to take place the 2nd anniversary part 1 banner go live. So they added some crazy stuff. We've never seen an anniversary exclusive legend in the Medal Exchange before. But today that changes. If you don't know and are a new player, every multi-pull that you do, you get 10 Medal Exchange tokens. If you do a multi on the Aurora Gem Sugo Fest, you get 30 Medal Exchange tokens. So if you spend 1000 gems on a Sugo Fest, you get 200 medals essentially. This adds up over time, giving you hundreds and for some people thousands of medals. And most of the time, the units in here aren't really worth the tokens. We take a look here at the Medal Exchange exclusive legends. Both of these characters are not that great. Ace is pretty decent when you get him maxed out. That is 9 dupes, including the original copy. And it's 1000 medals. Definitely not worth getting these characters. However, now for 1000 medals, you can also get the Kaido and Alber anniversary legend and also Oden and Toki anniversary legend. You can also get treasure map exclusive legends Kobe and Jinbei for 800 medals and Kizuna exclusive legends Reiju and Whitebeard for 800 medals. Finally, you can also get Pirate Rumble exclusive legends Apu and S Shark for 800 medals, as well as some regular legends such as Vegapunk, Mr. One, Nami Sanji, Kid Killer, and Boa Hancock for 600 medals. Now, there's a lot of traps here. I'm just going to say straight up. So a lot of these characters you can just get for free from the selectable legend that we're going to get every single day starting tomorrow. Now, we'll talk about this in a separate video, but essentially, every day from today, the second the banners go live, the first set of characters will be available. You can choose one of these legends to keep every single day for 20 days. Now, a decent amount of these characters in the Medal Exchange are straight up available here for choosing for free. So you have to be really cautious. And even then, the Kaido Alber that I'm talking about, he's kind of the main focus of the video, right? He is going to be available on the best part of the 12th anniversary Sugo Fest, that being part 6, Emu's part. This goes live tomorrow, a day after part 1, and this part is just so good. Of course, Emu is the best of the new legends, and we also have access to 5 elders here, Int Gear 5, a bunch of these very broken Anni-Exclusives, and then Kaido Alber there. Treasure map exclusives, easily the best day for these. Kakuluchi, Stussy, both of these are broken characters, as well as the Jinbei that is in the Medal Exchange. So Jinbei is a no-go. He's both available on the best part of the 12th anniversary Sugo and from the selectable legend event. So definitely don't touch Jinbei. Now, a few of them, like the Kizuna legends and the Pirate Rumble legends, are a bit of a different situation because none of those groups of units are available on the 12th Anni Sugo. However, a few of them are available from the selectable legend event. So let's take a look at the Medal Exchange once again, and then we can go through which legends are not available for free from other events. So this is actually just an addition to the current Medal Exchange for the month. So the legends that were available before are still going to be here, being all these units. But let's be honest, none of these characters are really worth the medals. Arguably Robin and Koala, but even then, much better characters available here, right? So first off, Token and Odie. What? Token and Odie. Oh, I'm tired, guys. Oden and Toki. Okay, so this guy, terrible captain, not used in Rumble, decent in co-op. They have a very good special, Despair and Paralysis reduction, color affinity, enemy resistance down to slasher units. It just means slasher units get an extra 1.5x damage, and this ignores immunities. They do have an overheal mechanic, which is really good. It's the reason it's so good in co-op, because against the Frankie boss, he does a 100k death hit, which is very difficult to survive, especially since usually you're running the Gear 5 Sai Luffy captain, who prevents you from using damage reduction effects. So the only way usually is to get overheal HP, which this unit provides. They also have a pretty decent super switch, which is 5% of the crew's maximum HP, own orb to Wano, and then changes adjacent orbs to tandem. Beneficial orb enable, and then an orb boost of 2.5x for a turn. So not a terrible unit, but definitely 1,000,000% not worth 1,000 medals. Kaido Alber, a completely different story. This character is very powerful. He has access to the captain shift mechanic in Treasure Cruise, which is such a busted ability because it essentially allows you to get access to 2 captain effects in the quest, which has such a massive implication because you can run a character as a captain that gets around special rewind, and then you use the captain shift, and now Kaido Alber also gets around the despair mechanic. Also, this character is just a very powerful captain overall, provides Wano orbs in the ability, applies ignite to the enemy, which gets around resilience, and also will allow you to proc conditional attack boosts. So as a captain, he's great. The captain shift gives himself 3 turns of cooldown, so he's very easy to get his special charged, even though he seems like a high cooldown character. He has access to the reduction of special limit uses debuff, which the new Luffy reduces in his captain effect. So it's heavily implied that content for the following month is going to heavily include this debuff. So the fact that he reduces it by 3 turns means he will be useful in this month. Besides that, his special will deal AoE 1 million damage, ignoring normal attacks only. He will also just do straight up more damage at the end of the turn. So he gets around resilience once again here. Reduces the tap limit debuff by 3 turns, which like one of the only specials in the entire game to remove this debuff. And it's a very annoying debuff that you need to remove. So the fact that he gets around it is very special and makes him much more valuable. Also bind reduction, and then he gives more damage boosting effects based on your HP. His superclass is one of the best. It gets around 7 turns of special bind and 2 turns of special rewind, and then also allows you to choose to remove these crew's swap captains effect. So you can cancel the captain shift whenever you want, which allows you to have control over the match. The captain shift also gives a conditional attack boost, which, as I said before, you can get that ignite with their captain ability to proc that conditional boost. So overall, this unit's great for getting around special rewind because as a captain, he resists it. As a sub, he resists it. And he gets 2 turns of cooldown. So even if you don't have special rewind, it'll just give you so much cooldown, speed up your team so much. So getting around special bind and special rewind in the superclass is so good. And then of course, driven superclass, which is a 1.2x damage and HP increase for driven units. He does have super tandem. It's a bit harder to proc, but it does include Shanks, Blackbeard, Big Mom. So of course the new Blackbeard and the new Shanks could be used. Unfortunately, none of them really synergize with this guy, but regardless, he's a very powerful legend by himself and still used a decent amount in Power Rumble as a DPS. So I think this unit has overall very high value. As I said before, Jinbei, do not get him. He's a decent character, not even that crazy, but he's available in both Part 6 with Emu and also in the Selectable Legend event. Kobe's a bit of an interesting situation. He has a very powerful special and it can be used twice in the quest since he gives himself so much cooldown. He allows his special to be used twice. And if we go over to the browser and just take a look here, the new Luffy, he wants you to have both a Dex and Fighter territory at the same time. He provides the Dex territory in his special, but you still need a Fighter territory from somewhere. So that's where this new this Kobe treasure map legend comes into play. He provides a Fighter territory in his special right over here. Now he does need to be the captain, but he is a pretty good captain, I would say. He reduces cooldowns by a turn, boosts 3 categories of units, attack boost, HP buff, beneficial orb enable. And then if you have a fighter territory, which he self provides, makes the attack boost in the captain 6x. And then if you apply a territory from any special, heals 6000 HP at the end of the turn for 7 turns. So he can be used with the sword unit, which relies on end of turn healing. So that's a really good synergy. And then he also will reduce special bind and bind by 6 turns, and you can use this twice in the quest. So when you use Luffy special, the new Dex Luffy, his special provides the territory, and then this guy provides the fighter territory. And of course, when you use his special, it applies a fighter territory, which in the captain ability procs this utility, which is the special bind reduction, and the end of turn heal. So he can get a lot of turns of utility overall thanks to this, because he reduces whatchamacallit. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's only 6 turns of the special bind and bind reduction, but he also gets that utility straight up from the special if he is a sub. And then he'll also extend or boost. He also reduces damage nullification, which is one of the most annoying enemy defensive effects. He does damage, so he can wave clear. That orb boost is 2 turns, and you get an extra 1 turn extension from it, which makes it multiple stage of that orb boost. He also has a super class that will allow you to change characters' class, which is really powerful effect that not a lot of characters have. And also he has a really powerful support effect to reduce bind by 2 turns on I think all the sword characters. So he's a very powerful unit in terms of the support effect, the special. He's a great sub and as a decent captain. And then unfortunately in Rumble he's not really used, but still not a terrible pick. But I really wouldn't spend 800 medals if I'm being honest. Then we have the Kizuna Legends. This one is a massive trap. For one, this Memories Whitebeard is not very good. The Rage is not terrible if I'm being honest. However, she is available from the selectable legend event. So we just take a look here. Yeah, literally day 2. Day 2, this Reiju is available for free. So definitely do not go for Reiju from the medal exchange, because you can literally just get it for free. She is a Kizuna legend, so there's that exclusive factor that you have to consider. But at the end of the day, you can just get it for free. Unless you have Smoker, you don't have Smoker, because this Smoker is easily the most valuable from this day. If you don't have Reiju and you don't have Smoker, I would recommend picking Smoker here, in which case go ahead and buy a Reiju with medals. I still wouldn't recommend it. She's not that crazy, but she's a pretty interesting unit. And then who else here? Well, we're going to talk about him in a bit, but we also have Kid and Killer here, also available from the free selectable. This one is a lot tougher though, I'd say, because we have characters like Nami and Carrot here for free, which is easily the highest value. But this guy is a fairly close second in my opinion. He's not as valuable as Nami and Carrot because he's not boosted every treasure map. But in terms of their raw capabilities, I would say this character is not far behind this Nami and Carrot. But anyways, let's just take a look at the remaining characters. So the Memories Whitebeard, he's not available from the selectable, but he's not doing much either. He's never used in content. I wouldn't say he's worth 800 medals, right? He does provide a chain boundary effect, some matching orbs, reducing special bind. The chain coefficient reduction is not really that big of a deal nowadays. You can just use a chain lock in a lot of the content. If this is in Super Boss, yes, you do want to remove that for sure. But overall, nothing too crazy here from this unit, and he's never used it in Rumble either. I think he got a Rumble buff recently, but no one talk about it, so it's probably not very good. Yeah, this guy's really underwhelming and also a very high cooldown. Luckily, he does give himself 8 turns with his potential ability, but even then, 22 turns is extremely high for what he's doing. Now we have the Rumble Legends. Both of them, I'd say, have fallen off significantly. But then again, none of them are available from the selectable characters thing. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to be a collector and get these characters, they are Pirate Rumble Legends at the end of the day. Most of the time, people don't pull a lot on Pirate Rumble banners and don't have these characters. Personally, I don't have the Sapu, but I mean, I guess if you don't have the S Hawk Rumble Legend, he's not a terrible unit. Only really good against side teams though. Yeah. His multipliers aren't anything that crazy. His passive isn't doing much at all, especially if you're not going up against Psy. He is a 20 cost unit at the end of the day, but he's not doing much. He might get a super evolution someday, like maybe this year he could see an evolution, but I really doubt it. And either way, if that does happen, he'll be distributed for free from the Power Realm season, so there'd be no reason to buy him now. This is Shark. Let me just take a look at his passive. Dex type fighter class teammates, HP up, defense up. Okay, good tankiness. Fighter teammates, attack up level 6, speed up level 6. So you want to run him on a Dex fighter team only. Otherwise, he's not doing much. After receiving damage up to 10 times, give himself a level 1 attack up buff. Is he even doing damage though? He has counter stance. That's not good enough, bro. Your entire gimmick can't be counter stance. Like, you have to be doing something else. At least he reduces his own CT by 100% at the start of the match, and gives himself a massive speed up buff for the first 15 seconds. How long is his counter stance? I think his main problem is that he's not doing like any type of regular damage. His entire thing is provoke, counter stance, essentially. And he only buffs himself with all these defensive effects, like the shield. So a very selfish unit. He has a very bad team right now, Dex Fighter. So yeah, he's just not good. I did pull him recently, but I've never found a use for him. And when it comes to the regular legends, none of these guys are worth the medals. I'm just going to say it straight. Vegapunk is one of the worst releases ever, if I'm being honest. I hate this legend so much. Alber, I mean, Mr. One. What is his name? Daz Bones. Horrible utility, horrible damage, annoying unit to use, terrible captain, not using Rumble at all. Both of these guys are absolute bums. This Hancock, I would say, is better than them. She does provide a chain boundary as well as a chain growth rate buff, and then also reduces a very annoying debuff that you can't ignore. This pain debuff, it essentially reduces your HP significantly every time you perform an action. That can be a special, a swap effect, anything. So definitely a decent character. Not a very good captain though, and you only get access to her super type if she is the captain, which is a very annoying thing. But not a bad special. I still wouldn't say 600 medals, but she's definitely way better than these two bums. And then I'd say these two are kind of in the same level of how good they are. As I said, Kid and Killer are available from the selectable. I think this Nami and Sanji is also available. Let me just see here. Yeah, also here. So yeah, don't pick those guys up just because they are available from the selectable. That's about it. Thank you guys for watching. What are your thoughts? Are you going to buy any of these characters? The only one I'd say is actually worth it is Kaido and Alber. Yeah. Everyone else, I feel like you're getting scammed. It's pretty bad. And also Robin and Koala, I mentioned before, they're also available in the selectables. So yeah, don't buy any of these characters from the base pool. And when it comes to the new characters, just Kaido, Alber, maybe Kobe. Especially since Kobe is boosted every treasure map, I have seen a lot of use out of him. But yeah, I still wouldn't say worth 800 medals. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. And I'm out.